Welcome to Mr. Dark Mysteries, the dark corner of YouTube where secrets and unsolved cases come to life. Here, we delve into the world of enigmas, cold murders, and true crimes. We sift through old cold cases and the latest investigations, leaving no detail unexplored. Get ready for a journey through the dark sides of our world, where secrets wait to be uncovered. Subscribe now and join us in revealing the secrets lurking in the darkness. And don't miss a moment of this journey through the shadows. Today, we take you back to Los Angeles in the late 1940s, a time of glamour and darkness, where behind the Hollywood spotlights, one of the most gruesome and enigmatic murder cases was waiting to be discovered. This is the story of Elizabeth Short, better known as the Black Dahlia. Elizabeth Short was born on July 29, 1924, in Boston, Massachusetts, as the third of 5 daughters. Her childhood was marked by the financial struggles of the Great Depression, but Elizabeth was determined to achieve more from life. With dreams bigger than her modest beginnings, Elizabeth was drawn to the glitter of the silver screen and the promise of Hollywood. Elizabeth, with her striking good looks and a smile that rarely failed, moved to California in her late teens, hoping to chase her acting dreams. However, Hollywood, known for its impenetrable circles and the harsh reality behind the cameras, was not an easy place for a young woman alone. Despite this, Elizabeth refused to give up. She worked as a waitress and took on small modeling gigs while going from audition to audition, determined to see her name on the silver screen. It was during these years that she would earn the nickname Black Dahlia, a reference to her penchant for dark clothing and the popular movie The Blue Dahlia. But behind her smile and the ambition that brought her to Los Angeles, Elizabeth also experienced moments of loneliness and the harsh reality of a city that often broke more dreams than it realized. No one could have foreseen that Elizabeth's quest for fame would ultimately lead her to a tragic end, securing her place in the annals of America's most unsolved mysteries. Her story is one of dreams, darkness, and a mystery that continues to grip the world. It was early January 1947, a time of renewal and hope. Following the hardships of World War I, Los Angeles was bustling with activity, its streets filled with the dreams of many like Elizabeth. But beneath the surface of this vibrant metropolis, dark secrets simmered. During this time, Elizabeth was a familiar face in the nightclubs of Hollywood. She mingled in circles with men who promised to advance her career, searching for that one opportunity that could fulfill her dreams. Her last known whereabouts was the Biltmore Hotel in the heart of Los Angeles, where she was seen on January 9th. That evening, Elizabeth wore a black suit, complementing her pale skin and dark hair, enhancing her beauty in the soft light of the hotel lobby. She was reportedly waiting for someone. Who that was remains a mystery. After this night, Elizabeth Short would vanish without a trace, leaving the city with nothing but questions. Witness accounts of those last nights are fragmented and often contradictory. Some say they saw Elizabeth talking with an unknown man, while others claim to have seen her alone. Exactly what happened that evening, and who she spent her last hours with, has never been definitively established. Following her disappearance, days passed without any sign of Elizabeth. Her friends and acquaintances began to worry. But in a city as large and filled with uncertainties as Los Angeles, it was easy for someone to temporarily disappear from sight. However, Elizabeth would not return. It wouldn't be long before the gruesome truth came to light, a discovery that would send a wave of shock and horror through the city. The search for Elizabeth Short would end with the finding of her mutilated body, an act so cruel that it would mark the city and the nation for decades to come. The disappearance of Elizabeth marks the beginning of a dark tale, a puzzle that, even after many years, still raises questions. Who was the person she met that last evening? What happened in the hours following her departure from the Biltmore Hotel? These questions form the core of the Black Dahlia mystery. On the morning of January 15, 1947, Los Angeles was startled by a discovery so gruesome that it would enter the annals of crime history as one of the most macabre cases ever. In an abandoned lot in Leimert Park, a quiet residential area, lay the mutilated body of Elizabeth Short. It was Betty Bersinger, the local resident, who, during a morning walk with her daughter, made the terrible discovery. Initially, she thought it was an abandoned mannequin. So white was the body against the green grass. But a second, more attentive look revealed the truth. It was the dissected body of a young woman, cut in half at the waist, completely drained of blood, giving the skin a porcelain-like whiteness. The Los Angeles police were immediately alerted, and what they found was a scene of pure horror. Elizabeth's body was carefully positioned. Her arms were placed above her head. Her legs were spread, and her bisected torso was placed a few inches apart, creating a terrifying scene. It was clear that the perpetrator or perpetrators had not only intended to kill, but also to convey a message, leaving a signature of their atrocity. The precision of the incisions on Elizabeth's body indicated a cold and calculated approach. Her mouth had been cut from ear to ear, leaving behind a grotesque smile, known as the Glasgow smile. It seemed that the perpetrator had extensive knowledge of human anatomy, leading to speculation that he or she might have had medical experience. The discovery of Elizabeth Short's body caused a media frenzy. Newspapers jumped on the story, often with sensationalist details and headlines that posthumously gave Elizabeth the nickname Black Dahlia. The case captured the attention of the entire country, with speculation and rumors wildly swirling. Who could commit such an act? And why Elizabeth Short? The days following the discovery of Elizabeth Short's body were shrouded in a mist of shock and sorrow, not only for her family, but also for a community struggling to comprehend the magnitude of the tragedy. But within this atmosphere of collective mourning, a separate drama unfolded, one that tested the boundaries of journalistic ethics and humanity. When the Los Angeles Examiner made contact with Phoebe Short, she was still unaware of her daughter's fatal fate. The journalists, sensing a scoop, chose to twist the truth, luring Phoebe with false stories of Elizabeth's success before ultimately revealing the gruesome reality. This moment, where a mother's hope was inflated and then cruelly crushed, stands as a symbol of the deepest moral failings of the press at the time. This revelation was not just a conversation. It was an orchestrated action that took place in Phoebe Short's own home, a sanctuary of personal safety and comfort. The space, once filled with the echoes of Elizabeth's childhood, suddenly became a stage for one of the most shocking examples of media exploitation in American history. The story of this encounter between Phoebe Short and the journalists from the Los Angeles Examiner serves as a powerful reminder of the responsibility borne by the media. In their quest for sensation, they must never forget that at the heart of every story are real people whose lives and emotions should not be manipulated for headlines or ratings. The murder of Elizabeth Short led to one of the largest investigations in the history of the Los Angeles Police Department. With few concrete clues and no eyewitnesses to the murder itself, investigators faced a colossal task. The investigative team was inundated with confessions, many false, made by individuals craving attention or those who were confused. Among the suspects were various figures from Elizabeth's life, as well as complete strangers. The police scrutinized everyone, from well-known criminal figures and Elizabeth's former lovers to local doctors and surgeons, given that the precision of the mutilations suggested the perpetrator might have had medical knowledge. One of the most discussed suspects was Dr. George Hodel, a wealthy doctor with connections in Hollywood. His own son, Steve Hodel, a former LAPD homicide detective, would later claim that his father was responsible for the murder, based on evidence he found after his father's death. These claims included photos resembling Elizabeth and a wiretap operation by the LAPD in 1950, during which Dr. Hodel was heard speaking about an unspecified female murder. Another prominent suspect was Leslie Dillon, a former mortuary attendant with a strange fascination for the murder. His knowledge of the case details, which had not been made public, led to intensive interrogations. However, the lack of evidence and Dillon's alibis at the time of the murder made it difficult to substantiate any charges. Over the years, dozens of suspects have been named, each with their own story and potential motives, from known gangsters to jealous lovers, and even the suggestion that Elizabeth was the victim of a sadistic network. The investigation uncovered many dark corners of Los Angeles, but none led to a definitive breakthrough. The investigation into the Black Dahlia murder has become a labyrinth of dead ends, misleading clues, and unfulfilled confessions. The murder of Elizabeth Short, also known as the Black Dahlia, is more than just an unsolved crime. It's a narrative that has deeply embedded itself in American culture. The brutal nature of the murder and the beauty of the victim have together created a fascination that has endured for decades, a phantom of unsolved mysteries and the dark side of the American dream. The case has taken a unique place in media and popular culture, with books, films, and television series exploring the details of the murder and the investigation. From the early headlines that posthumously gave Elizabeth the nickname Black Dahlia, to recent additions to the true crime genre, the fascination with her story remains undiminished. Over time, the legend of the Black Dahlia continues to be a source of inspiration, warning, and introspection. By sharing stories like this, we not only keep the memory of Elizabeth Short alive, but also encourage an ongoing dialogue about the essential aspects of our humanity: compassion, justice, and the eternal quest for truth. Thank you for diving into the mystery of the Black Dahlia with me. If you found this video thrilling to watch, then subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to give this video a like. Stay safe and keep investigating until next time.